Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Just when you think the story's dead and it can't get more interesting, we have a shocking commentary from Bachelor Clayton Echard's Accuser's father, who happens to be a notable San Francisco radio legend. And we're going to get into the Accuser's father calling out Clayton with some pretty heavy accusations. It's wild, folks. I've also got never before heard information from sources which might say there may be a little boy who cried wolf happening. We'll get into what that could mean and more in today's video. I have to say, I covered this this morning on the Rush Hour podcast, this morning's episode of the podcast, and we'll have updated information this afternoon as the story keeps moving. It has legs, baby, and we're going to get into it right now. So Radar Online posted this article. Radio host Ron Owens slams ex-bachelor Clayton Echard as anti-Semitic for pest remarks about his daughter after paternity battle. Now, what's so interesting about Radar Online being involved is that the initial comments from Ron Owens cite Radar Online and not the actual podcast Clayton did. I will share with you the podcast that Clayton actually did. I'm already getting emails from people that haven't followed this story too closely. Someone said, "Hi, Dave. I've been listening to you and Reality Steve talk about Laura Owens' drama fiasco court case. Is it possible to confirm if this Laura Owens is the daughter of former radio talk show host Ron Owens? I'm a Bay Area native and listened to the Ron Owens show for years. I was shocked to learn that this Laura Owens was the daughter of Jan Black and Ron Owens. I thought to myself, this can't be true. Ron is one of the most intelligent, level-headed, sane individuals I've come across. I cannot believe he would support a daughter who participated in such lies and deception. I tried to find out if Clay's Laura Owens is different. It's the same one. Just to confirm, it's the same one. Now, we've been talking about this for a long time, but here's what Ron said. For those of you who've been following my daughter, Laura's paternity case against former Bachelor Clayton Echard, I thought you'd want to see my response to the latest developments. I'm very sorry that so many of you have been tagged and harassed by his followers, and I'd appreciate it if you'd send me a private message letting me know if you have been contacted by them. A message for Clayton Echard. Calling my daughter a pest and a cockroach on Radar Online yesterday in response to her paternity suit is not only offensive but anti-Semitic. These terms were used by Nazis to dehumanize Jews, including my family, during the Holocaust. So, by the way, first of all, he didn't say it on Radar Online. He said it on a podcast, which I will share with you guys right now. Here are the two moments he discussed this. Have a listen.
Right now, but I'm already at this stress level where I'm like, I just need to get, if I could just erase this, I could grow and build faster than what I am. But I got this freaking just pest that just won't go away. And
he called her a pest because he couldn't say mother effer or the B word or the C word. He wanted to call her all these other things. He called her the P word, a pest.
I don't know how she continues to be able to be able to fly by the seam of her pants and not be held accountable. But I'm like, can we get rid of this?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm asking for
So he says, can we get rid of this pest, referring to somebody who's put him through countless litigation, accusations, fraud, fake documents, text messages, 14 phone numbers, 500 emails, 525,600 minutes of voice notes. No, that last part I made up. That's from Broadway. Anyhow, he then continued here.
Be able to provide myself with what I want, but also my family, future family. Mm-hmm. And I feel that she's holding me back. And it's like, how much longer are you going to try to have this hold on me? And that's exactly what she wants.
Yeah.
But it's like she's a cockroach that just won't go away. I'm like,
it's not funny, but
she's this pest, and and I've had those moments where I thought,
So he called her a cockroach and a pest with the analogy that she just won't go away. This, of course, was taken by Ron to say, well, it must be anti-Semitic. So he says, you called her a pest and a cockroach. It's anti-Semitic. He then goes on, second paragraph. If you didn't believe Laura was pregnant, why did you invite her to your apartment until false pretenses for her to take a pregnancy test you purchased, which came back positive? Why did you say during your deposition that you would have told her anything to get her to have an abortion? After Laura miscarried, you wanted to dismiss the case, but you insisted on dragging this out for 6 months, extending your relevance. Why would you have been doing interviews on shows like Charlie Kirk's if Laura hadn't filed this case? You've exploited the tragedy of her miscarriage for personal gain, and it's disgusting. Now, what we know is she has exploited circumstances for TEDx talks, for her podcast about self-help, for Chicken Soup for the Soul articles, which again, TEDx and Chicken Soup for the Soul, it's like, come on, these are meaningless. No offense to Chicken Soup for the Soul. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? You could be sitting on the john after eating, spicy food, and for 15 hours, scroll through your phone. You're not going to pick up Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's the book that sits next to your toilet because your boomer parents didn't have internet and they had to read something on the john. Calm down, boomers. We're having fun. So either way, who cares about that, right? Other than, Mike Maricini claims it's all misinformation and lies, and it's smeared him, and it's really messed up his livelihood and character and all of that. So to think that Clayton has exploited this, it's like, well, he's the one that Laura attempted to cancel by faking being a black man, which we've found evidence that it confirms it was her, and so much other stuff, right? So this is very bizarre. Now, once you see this, everyone goes, oh, this can't be real. Now, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to Ron, quote unquote, confirming it was him. But first, we go back to the Radar article, which is very interesting because they share what Clayton said, they share what he said, and then at the end, they actually share what Judge Mata said, which is nice. It's nice to have the actual info from what the impartial judge had to say. In her decision, Judge Julie Mata called the matter a case of serial fabrication, writing that Laura was dishonest during testimony and falsified evidence. A sonogram Laura claimed was her own, for example, was taken 7 years earlier, so blah, blah, blah. And of course, they end it by saying, we're confident this decision will be overturned on appeal. That's what Laura said. Whether or not they actually file an appeal, or maybe they'll hope for the case to die down. Look, what's better for them? Lose an appeal, the small chance they win the appeal, or just try to see if this dies down. Apparently, that's what a lot of people do. We're going to appeal, and then 7 months later, you go, whatever happened to that appeal? And people just forget. Let me tell you something right now. This Bachelor audience is wild, and they ain't going to forget the truth. They are going to remember that for every single consequential act of creativity that Laura does. If she wants to host a podcast in 25 years, someone's going to comment on it. Hey, remember when you faked ovarian cancer? Look, I'm sorry that this is the world that exists. Nobody told me there would be consequences that lasted this severe, but that's the result of your reality. You effed around and now currently are finding out. So when Ron posted this, he was saying, oh, I need to know about all of these crazy people that are going to be harassing, these crazy cult that are harassing my audience. But as it turns out, it's the audience of Ron's that's coming to their own conclusions. Someone said this: I have nothing but respect for you and Jan. I was a very loyal listener and was shocked when I found out your daughter was Jane Doe. I've watched this case from the beginning. I've watched all the court hearings and trial. With all due respect, she's put this guy through hell. Not to mention the other 3 men's lives she tried to ruin. I'm sure this post will be removed, but you are in total denial. Your daughter should be prosecuted. So how rich of this? I've been so kind to leave out Laura Owens' name until the judge made her decision, to protect the innocent. And so many people didn't know the connective tissue that Jane Doe was Laura Owens, daughter of Ron Owens. And now they do, because Ron has spoken up. So not only do we have that information, we've got people pushing back on this anti-Semitic claim. Someone in our Patreon said, I had no idea Laura was Jewish, given that she went to Catholic school and talks frequently about church, her religious beliefs, which always appear to align with Catholicism. And then other people have said a few other things here. Let's see. As a Jewish person from a family that did not change our last name to pass the way Ronald Lowenstein did, I find this recent post and message to Clayton highly offensive. And I think Laura is a pest too, from a Jewish listener, actually from a Jewish listener who's a retired lawyer. Now, I understand why people did change their last name. I have a former roommate, good friend of mine, who changed his last name in entertainment. A lot of people that had Jewish last names changed their last names because of anti-Semitism that existed. Anti-Semitism existed and currently does exist. Now, what's interesting, though, is this isn't the first time that anti-Semitism has been weaponized by Jane Doe, Laura Owens. We have a police report, which I'm not going to share with you, but I've confirmed it. I've seen it with my own two eyes. We have a copy of the police report, which, by the way, includes body cam footage. All right, let that one sink in. I don't know how to access body cam footage, but I'm pretty sure they don't delete it. That shows a claim where Laura claimed somebody was doing something anti-Semitic to her. Charges never came from that, but I assure you in San Francisco, if there was evidence of a hate crime or being called anti-Semitic slurs, I would think, as litigious as Jane Doe is, Laura Owens, I would think that claim would see the light, but it never did. There was no evidence of that ever happening. So, as far as Boy Who Cried Wolf goes, we understand why no one believes boy when they say wolf. Boy, in this case, Laura Owens. Because in all of these past cases, there was no substantive evidence that this stuff happened. So we can continue here, and let's go to Megan Fox. Someone posted this, actually, before we get to Megan Fox. Got a question for Laura. Why is it that it's okay for your lawyer to use the term cockroach, but if Clayton used it, it's anti-Semitism? Maybe use this time to educate others and not use it to manipulate your dad's fans. So, of course, on the right here, we have what her lawyer said. He finally deleted this, but he never apologized for it. He never apologized to me. And as far as demanding an apology, I don't need to demand anything. Do I think it would be right for Gingras to apologize for this absolute banana rant he went on? F these 6 selfish, lying a-holes. Should I clarify how I feel? By the way, talking mainly about me and Megan Fox. These vile scum, people, are not helping anything. They are human cockroaches spreading feces on the floor and then spinning the facts to make them more dramatic than they really are in the hopes this will drive traffic and increase revenue for their sad, pathetic lives. Okay, Mr. Twitter. One day, these trash humans will wake up and realize that lying for money is not a good way to live. Or maybe they will never see their sins. Either way, I look forward to reading their obituaries briefly before throwing them in the trash where they belong. Sorry, Gingras, I'm still here. And as the judge has sided with all of the fact-based evidence I've unearthed, your client now, rather than doing a plea deal where she admits what she did was wrong, is being investigated by Maricopa County prosecutors. I'm not here to dance on anyone's grave the way you are. I'm here to pursue truth. And if I'm monetized for that, at least I'm being monetized over the truth and not a client I for sure know has mental issues. Okay? Because it's my belief that Gingras is absolutely knowingly taking advantage of his client's issues. So Megan Fox commented, and again, that's my belief. And there's no way my opinion is going to be changed based on the information I've seen. Megan said, I don't believe Ron Owens is well enough to write Facebook posts. I made that same accusation. I said, there's no way this is him. This is typical of Laura accusing people of being racist or anti-Semites whenever it suits her. But when she wants to impersonate a black journalist, that's just fine. I doubt Ron Owens would invoke these damaging accusations. He knows his daughter is a problem. Someone who knows him might want to do a wellness check on him. Hashtag free Ron Owens. Which is very interesting because he has battled with Parkinson's, which can cause issues. We've had people tell us about the issues they've had regarding their Parkinson's or being a caretaker for someone with it. While it is a neurological issue, it might lead to medication that makes you hallucinate or be sedated or be all sorts of different things, right? And folks have wondered, because Ron has posted these lengthy things, there's no way this is him. As we know, one of the videos that... I guess I can pull it up here. One of the videos that we have of her father feeling her belly, we already know that that's not true. Go to this one right here. This is a video that was sent to us by Laura Owens to show she was pregnant. And of course, this is her father in a hospital room. Now, what we know when we zoom in on the video is that it's not her. It's her sister who gave birth in June of 2023. June of 2023? So this video probably would have been taken in spring of 2023, whenever the case may be. I blurred his face out of respect for him, but now he's publicly coming forward claiming that, hey, everything was legit here. Well, who's going to answer for this video? What the hell's going on here? Because nobody with a stomach this big with a father feeling their stomach and feeling the baby's kicks, is going to get away with claiming they had a vanishing twin and that the miscarriage was absorbed back into the body. This just isn't going to happen, folks. But wait, there's more. So Megan says, it can't be him. Then she says, I stand corrected. Ron Owens is complicit in this nastiness. What a disappointment. Imagine the good he could have done if he had guided his daughter instead of indulging her. Now, we already knew that Laura Owens' Peabody-winning journalist mother, Jan Black, was also complicit in the sense that we've heard her on 911 calls in the background. He's a joke, honey. Clayton's a joke. And then, Gingras, her attorney, says, oh, Jan Black's going to be a great witness. And then when it comes time to call her as a witness, they're like, we don't really need her. Okay, sure, whatever. So many false promises here. Either way, he posted this video. It is extremely bizarre. I'm going to play the entire video for you right now. It is extremely bizarre. Let's play this with audio.
Sorry to disappoint, guys. It's me.
Sorry to disappoint, guys. It's me. Let's play it one more time.
Sorry to disappoint, guys. It's me.
So I've been told he basically lives in this chair. I feel tremendous amounts of sorrow for somebody with a neurological or degenerative disease. He's been battling this for a while. From all I've been told, he's highly respected in San Francisco. He's got some enemies, but who doesn't? Who doesn't have enemies when you share your opinion online or whatever? So this is his way of saying, when hostages show the newspaper to show the date, saying, look, it was me. I wrote this. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I tend to believe it is true to an extent, but I also wonder to which depth he's participating in this. And I know I sound crazy, but this whole situation is crazy. So when we look at what was said earlier, it reads as if Laura wrote all of this, all of the details of, well, why would this have happened and why would that have happened? How bizarre. One thing we've seen is that less people have commented in support of Ron Owens than before, and I believe that is because they have looked into the story. That is my belief. Also, this whole post was to promote her Medium article, When Common Sense is Overruled, a glowing advertisement for a pregnancy test. Weird. So there's where that is. And as far as the other information coming out, Radar Online has posted their update, which we just read from, but the comment section is rich. The whole family is going to be exposed soon for their awful ways. They've enabled this abusive behavior for their daughter for far too long, and it's finally catching up to them. Louise said Laura's lawyers called people following the case cockroaches spreading, so we got that. Ron is the one who changed his last name. Laura's daughter called people covering the story cockroaches. Perhaps Ron is reaching here. So people are pushing back on this narrative that she and possibly her father are trying to spread. We truthfully can't know for sure what and who are involved with this, because it is a sad story. This is the first we've seen public commentary, but also, no offense to Ron, but are we to believe that specific 3-second clip, sorry to disappoint, it's me? I'd like to hear more. I mean, it's sad. It is an absolute sad situation. Some people have argued, Dave, we should really stop covering this. It's getting ugly. The families are involved. It's nasty. And my response to that is, so what? So she can write and star in her own TEDx Broadway version of what happened? We'll continue to publish the truth. People can decide if they don't want to be a part of it. I know there's plenty of people on Patreon that have said, Dave, it's getting too heavy. I can't be a part of this. It's getting obsessive. I say, I understand. My Patreon has separate chat rooms, so you can talk about general things like Love Island USA, The Bachelor. You don't have to talk about this. I can't control what you do because this isn't a cult. So if people don't want to follow it, I totally understand. For my records, for my defense of any lawsuits, for all of the things that protect my channel and livelihood, I will continue to cover the story. All I ask of my audience, don't reach out to Laura. Don't reach out to Ron. Let's keep on fighting the misinformation and the mistruths as we see fit, but don't harass them, don't bother them. And within my community, I have moderators who cover my Discord, but I don't go in there. I'm too busy between the different chat rooms. I'm just asking people, keep it kind. Don't attack appearances. I know there's a shame element where people are having a little fun here. Just let's be fact-based and not give her or him, her father, any ammunition to call people anti-Semitic. No ammunition to say we're slut-shaming her and none of these things. Because in nowhere during the case have we done that, and I'm not going to give them the bullets to make those accusations. All right, we'll be live on Patreon if you want to join us. Monday is our Patreon-only live stream day. It's Patreon Participation Day. That's July 1st, so stick around if you want to for that. But we are live all day long, and we'll see you this afternoon on the Rush Hour podcast if you want more content. We'll talk to you then. Bye, guys.